Doomed. Oh, Kenny's doomed. Butters isn't doomed. Stop it. It's always Kenny that's doomed. Butters is fine. Right? I mean, that's how that works. Just saying. Just saying. Layla. Oh, wrong camera. There we go. I'm like, what the hell? Why does my camera look like shit? Because it's the wrong damn camera. See, there's that camera, and then there's that one, and then there's that one that's not turned on. Shit. Man, I screwed that up tonight. I got no game tonight, people. What can I tell you? Everyone doing all right? Got all sorts of stuff tonight, as always. We've got some Grammy stuff, a couple of tour announcements. We got some albums and things that were released on this day, some births, some deaths, some musical history, all those things, everything. And on top of it, it's still freaking cold out, like really cold out. I don't know where you are. Hopefully someone warmer than this, but this is just, see, look at this. It's 3 freaking degrees out. 3! And look, it's supposed to go down to -3 in the morning. Man, I am sure glad I don't have to be outside tomorrow morning. That's not even wind chill, -3. That's just bullshit. I mean, I know it's winter and all, but come on, man. This is like really winter. I'm in Ohio. I'm not in Alaska or Minnesota. Nothing, against people that are in Alaska. But, I mean, it's cold, people. Damn. Anyway, welcome to Randsanity, episode 242. 242 days I've been doing this. TikTok keeps telling me that I'm the top 100%. Congratulations, you did 10 weeks in a row. You got this. I'm just like, okay. Do I get a special prize? Do I get a pat on the head? What do I get from that, TikTok? Just your undying love? Just giving me notations? What? I don't get it. Anyway, that's what's happening. All right, so let's see. Where are we at? Let's see. What happens today? Oh, you know what? Today, Vampire Weekend released their debut album, 2007, Vampire Weekend, 18 years ago. It's the debut studio album from Vampire Weekend, released on January 29th, 2008 by XL Recording. Good album. Very good album. I definitely would suggest Vampire Weekend if you're a fan of said type music. It's good stuff. It really is. So that's one of the things right there, right? Let's start with the Grammy stuff. Since the Grammy's happening, it's getting here. I guess a lot of the Grammy stuff happens before the Grammys. The pre-show Grammys. It's the Recording Academy's best kept secret. It's, the Beatles, Beyonce, Rolling Stones, Joni Mitchell, Taylor Swift, Daft Punk, Chris Stapleford, Brandy Carlisle, Boy Genius, Jay-Z, Tame Impala, St. Vincent, Drake, Billie Eilish, John Baptiste. They all were successful artists at our time. Their Grammy Awards premiere ceremony, which each won Grammys and which were just the Recording Academy's best kept secret Grammys, because they're not in the main thing. That there's not the main show. The 4-hour pre-telecast event where all but 8 to 10 of the evening's 95 awards are handed out, streams live at Grammys.com. And its YouTube channel to some 5.5 million from LA Live, 7,100 cap Peacock Theater across the street from the Crypto.com arena. It's a lot right there. There's a lot to say. Anyway, that's where the main event takes place. So with its own host, they basically have these different genres at this smaller venue that they do live. Performers and producers are scaled back compared to the Grammys. The quality performers are very much on par. That's the normal thing that goes on there. They're getting the word out to this thing, and it's particularly true of the independent artist community. Almost half the nominees are from that sector, so it's well aware that this is the place to be to go to watch it. So if you want to watch the pre-show, some of the biggest music superstars received their initial recognition at their premiere ceremony, including Taylor Swift, who accepted her first Grammy in 2010 for Best Female Country Vocal Artist for White Horse. So that's where you want to go. So if that's when you're interested in the Grammys, go to the pre-Grammys thing and watch that. That's where all the good stuff is. Okay, that's where most of the artists that get done, except for the majors at the end, which is better to do anyway. You want to see the overall in-between stuff. So that's where you go. All right? That is it right there. So go to the pre-party at Grammy.com as well, and its YouTube channel. Okay? There you go. There's your Grammy information. Butter's doomed. I'm saying hi to people. Don't forget, you're supposed to like, share, follow, subscribe, and watch. Like, share, follow, subscribe, watch. Like, share, follow, subscribe, and watch. That's right. That's what I said. Like, share, follow, subscribe, and watch. All right, so that's the Grammys. Grammy. What happened on this day? All right, we're going to go backwards. Go all the way back to the hell of it. Go back to 1961 with Bob Dylan achieving his dream of meeting his idol, Woody Guthrie. When Woody Guthrie was on the weekend release from a hospital where he was being treated for Huntington's disease, because that's what he died of, Dylan told him, "I was a Woody Guthrie jukebox." Guthrie gave Dylan a card which said, "I ain't dead yet." Okay, well, that's apparently he wasn't at the moment, but did eventually die. That's just the way it is. So, what can I say? The Who made their first appearance on UK TV. Ready, Steady, Go. To project the desired image, the hand-picked audience consisted only of teens dressed in the current mod fashion. What? They staged it? Shocking. I'm shocked. That was 1965. Current mod fashion. So I can only imagine that's like dresses with like those crazy flowers on them. What? You know, dudes with like the Beatles haircuts, even though it was the Who? Well, I don't know what the mod fashion was. Just saying. In 1967, Jimi Hendrix and the Who appeared at the Sayville Theatre in London, England. 20-year-old future Queen guitarist Brian May was in the audience. So there you go. 1968, oh, Jim Morrison, always up to your shenanigans. They appeared at the Pussycat A-Go-Go in Las Vegas. And after the show, Jim Morrison taunted a security guard in the parking lot by pretending to smoke a joint. Pretended. Resulting in a fight, of course. The police, who arrested Morrison and charged him with vagrancy, public drunkenness, and failure to possess sufficient identification. Ah, the Lizard King, once again. Public drunkenness. Fleetwood Mac had their only UK #1 single with the instrumental Albatross, which was composed by guitarist Peter Green. Albatross is the only Fleetwood Mac composition with the distinction of having inspired a Beatles song, Sun King, from 1969's Abbey Road. This is also in 1969, so that's why it inspired that song. I mean, right? In 1972, George Harrison, the triple album of the Concert for Bangladesh, went to #1 on the UK album chart, organized by Harrison to raise funds for the people caught up in the war and famine from the area. The set featured Bob Dylan, Ringo Starr, Billy Preston, Eric Clapton, Ravi Shankar, and members from Badfinger. Now this one's, if you didn't know this one, this is the real story of it. So you've heard the song "I Don't Like Mondays" by Boomtown Rats, right? I don't like Mondays. Okay. So the story is that in 1979, a 16-year-old Brenda Spencer KIA'd 2 people and wounded 9 others when she fired from her house across the street from the entrance of San Diego's Grover Cleveland Elementary School. Spencer, from a .22 rifle her father had given her for Christmas, when asked why she did it, she answered, "I don't like Mondays." The Boomtown Rats then went on to write and record a song based on that event. So that's actually why that song is that. So it's, yeah, just yeah, I don't want to sing all the lyrics because, yeah, if you know the song, you know the song. And it's, it's kind of sad, screwed up, and tragic. And that's the way it works. But yeah, 16-year-old. 16-year-old. 1983, Australian group Men at Work went to number one of the British and American singles and album charts simultaneously with I Come From the Land Down Under and Business as Usual. The last artist to achieve this was Rod Stewart in 1971. That was always a fun song. Don't care about Mark Arnold. Willie Dixon died of a heart attack in 1992. Now, Willie Dixon, he wrote the classic songs You Shook Me. Now, again, Led Zeppelin sang You Shook Me All Night Long. That song. I Can't Quit You, Babe. Hoochie Coochie Man. I Just Want to Make Love to You, and Little Red Rooster. Dixon was a major influence in the Rolling Stones, Cream, the Yardbirds, and Led Zeppelin. They all covered those songs. So if you want to hear the original songs, Willie Dixon is the one who sung them. So, 1996, George Michael had a UK number one single with Jesus to a Child. It was his sixth UK number one as a solo artist and the first single from his comeback album, Older, after lengthy litigation with his record company. Remember, we talked about his record company that he basically said, I'm out of here. I'm leaving you, Sony. I'm never to come back. 10 years later, all right, I'll come back. It's hard to quit them, apparently. Go ask Willie Dixon. You shook me all night long. I can't quit you, baby. Okay, in 2001, a New York-based data company issued a chart listing sales of posthumous albums. The idea came about after radio stations wanted to distinguish between proper recordings when the artists were alive and CDs released after they died. Mike Shallett, founder of SoundScan, I know them well, said there was only one problem: what to call the chart. The top 5 chart had The Doors at number 5, Eva Cassidy at number 4, Jimi Hendrix at number 3, Bob Marley at number 2, and Tupac at number 1. So that was the sales of the posthumous released albums in 2001. I don't know what it's called. Arctic Monkeys went on to be number 1 on the UK album chart on this day with their debut album, Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I Am Not. The Sheffield-based band became the fastest-selling debut in chart history after shifting more than 360,000 copies in its first week of release. The album's title was taken from a line from the novel Saturday Night and Sunday Morning, written by Alan Silto. I don't know Alan Silto. Just saying. 2009, former American Idol winner Kelly Clarkson made the largest ever leap to number 1 in the U.S. chart history, raising 96 places. Her single, My Life Would Suck Without You, rose from 97 to the top of the Billboard chart after selling 280,000 downloads in its first week of release. A clip from the video for the single was premiered in the commercial break of that week's episode of American Idol. That's what did it. But yes, 96 places. Kind of crazy if you think about that. Barely breaking the top 100 to number 1 that fast. Just saying. I don't know how that happened. Okay, what am I doing over here? I've got something I got to do. Just realized it. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Not paying attention. That's what happens. Not paying attention. All right. Let's see. Johnny Martin. Let's see. Self-motivator. Tea part of his head, and Eric Clapton. Died in 2009. Sorry. Sly Stone filed a $50 million legal claim against his former manager, alleged fraud and 20 years of stolen royalties. The 66-year-old funk musician of the 1970s group Sly and the Family Stone claimed in Los Angeles Superior Court that Jerry Goldstein diverted millions in royalties to fund a lavish lifestyle. Well, if you're going to, steal millions, might as well have a lavish lifestyle, right? Otherwise, why'd you do it? I want the lavish lifestyle, please. Now, apparently this didn't work because he'll be performing at the Grammys. More than 100,000 people signed a petition to deport Canadian citizen Justin Bieber in 2014 out of America. The campaign followed his arrest earlier this month for drunk driving and driving without a valid license. According to U.S. government protocol, once a petition is over 100,000 signatures, it must be reviewed by the White House staff, who will have to respond to it. Okay, that gives me an idea. If you have to review something that has 100,000 people signing something, let's think about what we can create. We can get 100,000 people to sign and make the White House have to review it. I like that. Oh, man. I can think of all sorts of fun things to do. Anyway, Taylor Swift was seeking a trademark to phrases like, I don't know, this sick beat and we never go out of style. If granted, the trademark would stop others from using her lyrics on items such as t-shirts, stickers, and bags. Other phrases she wants to protect included nice to meet you, where you been, and party like it's 1989. Come on. Look, you can't just trademark every phrase that you want to have, I mean, it just is. How can you trademark phrases like that? It just becomes ridiculous at some point when you think about that. I mean, like the Ohio State University trademarked the word the. It's very specific for certain things, but I mean, come on, the. You can't have a shirt that says the on it because they whatever. I just find that ridiculous. Taylor Swift, stop it. 2016, 3 weeks after his death, David Bowie logged 12 albums in the UK Top 40, equaling a record set by Elvis Presley in 1977. His last album, Black Star, spent a third week at number 1 with Best of Bowie, Hunky Dory, and Ziggy Stardust, all in the top 10. Bowie's other albums in the top 40 included Nothing Has Changed, Heroes, Diamond Dogs, Station to Station, and Scary Monsters. So that's pretty profound to have David Bowie pass away and have that many albums in the top, 40. I mean, that's crazy. James Ingram died in 2019. Let's see. Nope. Don't really get it. Jerry Lubbock died at age of 89 in 2021. Yeah, nope. Hilton Valentine from the Animals. That song. We gotta get out of this place if it's the last thing we ever do. He died in 2021. Hilton Valentine. That's a hell of a name. He did the Atlantic #1 cover of the traditional folk song, The House of the Rising Sun. 2021, Ed Sheeran paid $33 million in taxes in the past year, according to the Sunday Times list in 2021, which features the UK's 50 biggest taxpayers. The singer earned a total of $89 million through his various companies in 2020. Pretty substantial tax bill right there. Jeez. I don't want that tax bill. 1964, Dr. Strangelove. The Peter Sellers movie, the kind of weird thing where Slim Whitman flew in on an atomic bomb. Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Love the Atomic Bomb. Kind of an epic parody, spoofy movie. Stanley Kubrick. Released on this day, the 29th of January, 1964. It's worth a watch. It's goofy and weird and just like black and white. Peter Sellers from the Pink Panther. Yeah, kind of funny. 1998, Bobby Brown was convicted of drunk driving in Fort Lauderdale on this day. Oh, Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown. Bubba. What happened? And Fort Lauderdale, of all places, I mean, bro. it's like made to get partying. So someone was having some fun. Just saying. All right, we got a couple of concerts I found that I can announce. All right. One, Rush. Yes, we just talked about Rush last night, that they could be a one-hit wonder if we really, really wanted to go that way. But Rush, legendary rock band Rush, has announced a return to the road in 2026 for the first time in over a decade. The band's 50-something tour kicks off June 7th in Inglewood and runs into September, making additional stops in Fort Worth, Chicago, New York, Toronto, and Cleveland. Cleveland rocks. Not in Columbus. In addition to Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson, Annika Niles from Jeff Beck Band will be filling in on drums following the 2020 death of longtime member Neil Peart. That's right. Neil no longer. We talked about Neil's death the other day, as a matter of fact. They'll actually go through the rest of the year, and they'll stop in Philly, Detroit, San Antonio, Denver, Seattle, San Jose, Washington, Tampa, Atlanta, and they even got some Canadian dates for you Canucks. This should be a pretty amazing thing. Back in 2015, Rush announced their R40 live tour across North America, which celebrated the band's 40th anniversary. Their latest 2012 studio album, Clockwork Angels, tied a career best #2 on the Billboard 200 and was certified gold in their home country of Canada. Since forming in 1968, the group has been nominated for 7 Grammy Awards, won 10 Juno Awards, and has been inducted into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame in 1994, as well as the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2013. So, good old Rush back on the road, man. Geddy Lee. Maybe I'll see him this time since I got arrested last time. No, that wasn't the last time, but I did get arrested and missed one of the concerts. I think I've explained that story. Nostradamus! Yes, Ashton, it was wild, right? It's an amazing movie. I love watching that. It's such a good movie. Yes, the story of me getting arrested. All right, I'll give you the quick version. So, growing up in New Jersey, I had a group of friends. We all lived in the neighborhood, and we had we all hung out at the one friend's parents' house. It was sort of the kid hangout. So there's some twin sisters, and we all hung out together. Getting ready to go to a Rush concert at the Meadowlands in New Jersey. Brendan Arena, I believe, is what it was, in Secaucus. And we were doing a little pre-festivities. And so the police rolled up, and we're like, all right, you kids are busted. And we're like, oh, okay. Now, this is a while back, okay? So what they did was, all right, follow us down to the police station. Like, what? Because there was too many of us, okay? So they made us drive our own cars, 3 cars with a police car in front of us and a police car in back of us, sort of as an escort. So we're like stuffing things into the air vents of the car and, trying to hide everything we can. So we all get busted and taken into the police station. And, they're like, search the cars. They didn't find a whole lot because we hid things well. We had time. We're driving. We're, hiding stuff. One of the girls didn't hide something. They went through her purse and they found a little bong and they found some weed and some other stuff. And she's like, it was my friends. Blah, 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 blah. So they call our parents down and our parents come down. And now my dad, oh man, my dad was as hardcore as they come, okay? Captain of the football team, Navy guy. Don't play with G.I. Joes because they're dolls kind of guy. And, but he was also quite hip. All right. My dad was definitely he was not uneducated. He was quite worldly. And I definitely put him through the ringers. And, so cops are now, all the parents are there and they're all, these disapproving looks so all of us kids are on one side, police are here, and all the parents are on the other side. These very disapproving looks coming across, from the parents as the cops are like, blah, 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 blah. And we're all just like, whatevs, blah, blah, blah. So we found this. It's a water bong. So they're kind of looking at it. And my dad, hand to God, my dad takes it and he goes, how's it work? Like this? Looks right at me. Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. All my friends were like, dude. My dad just cold. Doesn't break a smile. Just like, ice in his veins. So, all right, so we all get, all right, you're all going home with your parents, blah, blah, blah. So I get in the car with my parents and my dad, and of course I say, so does that mean I don't get to go to the concert? He just kind of literally turned from driving, looked at me with that, you're an asshole, and just kept on going. So yes, I did not see that Rush concert, to say the least. Yeah. I've caught with a doobie. Yes, indeedy. It was, and that hand to God. My dad was just ice water in his veins. Just kind of looked at me like, didn't say a word, like no expression. Just like, you are such an asshole. Like, no, of course you're not going. So anyway, Rush, hitting the road. Okay. Also, since we're talking about old-time rock and roll-y bands, guess who else is going to tour? Journey! Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Journey will be calling it quits after more than half a century in 2026 with the monumental farewell tour across North America, their final frontier tour. It kicks off February 28th in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and runs through July, visiting U.S. markets like Washington, D.C., Kansas City, Austin, Sacramento, Tampa, Atlantic City, Grand Rapids. Canadian shows are planned in Ottawa, Montreal, and Quebec. And this is basically this is their 50th anniversary alongside special guest Toto was 2022. Journey also teamed with Def Leppard in 2024 and embarked on the Summer Stadium Tour, which was joined by Steve Miller Band, Heart and Cheap Trick. In 2017, the band was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and simultaneously launched their North American tour along with support from Asia. The prior year, they joined forces with the Doobie Brothers, Doobies, and were joined on stage by former Journey Steve Smith for the first time since the 90s. So Journey will be out on the road. They'll start in Hershey and go to Pittsburgh, D.C., Trenton, New Jersey, Ottawa, Hamilton, Montreal, Quebec, Hartford, and then Columbus, Ohio, March 16th. So the day before St. Patrick's Day, they'll be here in Columbus, Ohio. And it looks like they've got a few tickets left and only like $81. So, not horrific. Then you can see them in Indy, Milwaukee, Memphis, Lexington, Little Rock, Kansas City, New Orleans, Louisiana, Austin, Oklahoma, Wichita, Des Moines, Lincoln. So yeah, they're all across. If you want to see Journey, pretty much they're going to play in your city, no matter where you live. It looks like they're like hitting every single place across the country, like all of them. Every festival, Stagecoach Festival. Yeah, they're going, man. This list is extensive. So Journey, yes, they're still on the road. They are still doing it. But it's their last one. This is it. This is the end of the road tour for them. They're calling it quits after this one. So no more. Last tour for Journey. Probably the last tour for Rush as well. I did see them. I have seen them since that extensive arrest in New Jersey. But yeah, I always love telling that story just because my dad was just so dad. Just so much my dad with that just deadpan, just like, no. All right, born on this day and died on this day. Born on this day, Tommy Ramone of the Ramones. Tommy Ramone would have been 77 today. He died in 2014. Damn. 12 years ago. Tommy Ramone gone. And speaking of, Stevie Keys Roseman, the keyboardist for Journey, today is his birthday. And I announced his tour. 75 years old. So, yeah, that's why they're going to be done touring, because at 75, I mean, that's a pretty arduous schedule. That's an arduous schedule. Louis Perez Jr. of Los Lobos, 73 today. Eddie Jackson, bassist for Queensryche, 65. Oh, my God, I'm not paying attention. Didn't pay attention. See what happened there? Totally didn't do that one. All right, I'll just look at this camera. All right, I'll move over here. Roddy Frame of Aztec Camera, 62. John Forsyth, who was Charlie's Angels. He was Charlie. He died in 10, but he would have been 108 years old today. Tom Selleck, Magnum PI, 81 today. Oprah, you get a concert. You get a concert. You get a concert. Oprah, 72 today. And actress Heather Graham, Boogie Nights Heather Graham, 56. Interesting. Let's see who died on this day. Freddie Prinze. Freddie Prinze Jr. He was only 22 when he himself. That was 1977. Jimmy Durante, the nose. Hot cha 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 cha. Died at the age of 86 in 1980. Leif Erikson. Now, there was an actor, Leif Erikson, not the real Viking Leif Erikson like SpongeBob's Leif Erikson Day, which, by the way, is October the 9th. So on October the 9th, we will celebrate Leif Erikson Day. But Leif Erikson, he died at the age of 74 and 86. We talked about Hilton Valentine. He died from the animals. And lastly, on this day, at 81 years old, in 4 years ago, Dr. Johnny Fever, WKRP in Cincinnati, Howard Hessman left this mortal coil. Howard Hessman, Dr. Johnny Fever. We had DJs that were similar to that in real life. They really were. You'd be surprised. Not really. We've had DJs that were very similar to that. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, he totally did it in front of the popo. Yeah, totally. I absolutely, yeah, my dad was, I learned everything I did from my dad. I don't eat Brussels sprouts for this reason. When I was a kid, my mom would make Brussels sprouts and she would boil them. Okay. There was no like grilling these things. There was no putting them on a pan and, sauteing them. They were boiled. So they were these stinky little cabbage brains and they were like green, horrible little things. And I hated them. Okay. So I didn't eat them. And one night my dad basically was like, "You'll eat them, I'll cover them with chocolate syrup." So of course he pulled out Hershey syrup and covered them in chocolate syrup. And I was like, I'm not going to eat this. This is horrible, blah, 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 blah. Okay? You'll eat those or you can sit at this table all damn night. In the morning, I was at the table. I slept at the table. I did not get up from the table. My dad pretty much was like, "You are one stubborn motherfucker." Like, I'm a kid and he said this. I'm like, go get dressed and go to school. That was it. No more Brussels sprouts, though. We didn't have them anymore. And I think I've had them once since. Maybe, like 10 years ago. I had them at a restaurant. Everyone's passing these things around and they were all sauteed and covered in like a bazillion breadcrumbs and garlic and everything else. And I'm just like, all right, fine, I'll try them. I even called my mom. "Mom, I'm eating a Brussels sprout." She was like, "What? What's happening? How are you eating a Brussels sprout?" Yeah, that's how momentous of an occasion is me eating a vegetable. I mean, I eat vegetables, but just not Brussels sprouts. So yeah, that was, that's how that works. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't get G.I. Joes because they were dolls, and boys don't play with dolls. My dad drove a cop car. Let's put it that way. Which I did, unmarked cop car, which I did steal once. Hand to God. Went for a cruise. I mean, it was undercover, so how would someone know if it wasn't supposed to be driven by me? Oh, shit. Yes. I would be what you would call a handful as a child. Needless to say. I definitely used the legal services of my dad's friends who were attorneys more than once when it came to my need for them as a youth. Let's put it that way. There was definitely some circumstances and instances that the lawyers were definitely necessary. No, come on, really? Brussels sprouts have been genetically modified to taste better? Stop that. How's that possible? Belly Digital Media, what's going on? I knew it was Tupac, right? Jim Bailey, actually a Tupac fan. That's nice. Nice. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Really? Genetically modified to taste better? How is that possible? Brussels sprouts taste like crap. I mean, I'm sorry, I just don't like them. I eat just about everything, too. I'm completely omnivorous. Really? All right, I'm Googling that when we're done. I mean, that could be true. I mean, why not? I mean, I eat everything, though. I'm completely omnivorous. There's not much I won't eat. But Brussels sprouts, for some reason, it's just one of those, mental blocks as a kid. Just one of those things, man. But pretty much everything else, I'll eat it, man. Spicy's not my thing so much. Growing up in a very bland household, German and Irish, didn't exactly have a whole lot of variety in our food. So it wasn't like I had a lot of spicy Mexican growing up. That was not the case. So anyway, let's see. Has it gotten any warmer since last time? Remember, don't forget, like, share, follow, subscribe, and watch. Like, share, follow, subscribe, and watch. Watch meaning watch the videos that we post, okay? Perfect. Beautiful. Stupendous. Let's see. What does it say temperature-wise? Did it get any warmer? No, look. It's still 3 freaking degrees out. 3 degrees. Look at this. That's the current temperature. And look what it's supposed to go down to. Look at that. At 9 a.m., it's supposed to be -2 degrees tomorrow morning. -2. That's not a wind chill. That's the freaking temperature. I mean, I'm not excited about that. I hope nobody, who is? This is crazy that it's that cold. The dog's like, every time I open the door, let the dog out, it kind of looks at me like, seriously, dude? You can make me go outside? I'm just going to pee in the kitchen on the carpet or something. I'm not going out there. I mean, it's true. The dog does look at me like, you're nuts, man. I'm not going outside. You can let me outside. I'll walk down the stairs. I'll be out of sight for a second. Then I'm coming back inside. And when you turn around, I'm going to pee in the kitchen. No, Columbus, Ohio. Way back in the day. Nope. Columbus, Ohio. C-bus, baby. That's it. In the C-bus. In the bus. All right. Well, I'm going to let all you fine people go so you can go try and be warm and not be frozen with the temperature that's so extremely cold. It's crazy how cold this is. It's ridiculous. Don't forget, like, share, follow, subscribe, watch. All of those things. Everything. Do it all. All that stuff. I got a haircut. See, look, my hair's no longer, down to here. So I have less of a mullet now. It was getting way mullety. Way mullety. So, yes, I got my hair's cut finally. And, that's it's a beautiful thing. So I probably won't get it cut again. Last my cut was November, I realized. So I went December and all of January. So I'll probably do the one getting my hair cut until April. It cuts down the expenses. All right. On that note, I'm going to go sit on the couch. I've been watching my latest binge show. I've been watching Hijack. Of course, I watch Fallout. But I've been watching this thing called Landman with Billy Joe Thornton. Wait, isn't that from Green Day? No, Billy Bob Thornton. Called Landman. It's a Texas oil man thing. Interesting. It's all right. He's definitely. I like his character. He's just such a jackass, complete just Billy Bob Thornton, just bad Santa type actor, which is perfect. So I love that attitude. So I will be watching that this evening, watch another episode tonight, and then crash out and try not to freeze to death because it's so cold. I even have a little, look, I even got my little, like, CPO coat on because it's chilly down here. Normally in the lower level here, in the cellar in my little studio, it's not that cold, but it's friggin' cold. So there you go. I have my GoPro with me, so I've been taking my GoPro with me looking for fun things to film. I just haven't found anything yet. At least not something I think you'd be interested in. Otherwise, I've not seen Justified. I think I may go see that. I might look at it. Yeah, I'm going to check that out. I have like every streaming service known to man, just so you know. I've got like Paramount and Netflix and YouTube and you name it. So I literally have like every single one of them. So anyway, appreciate you. I'm going to switch cameras and come over to here. I'm going to say thank you. I appreciate you, and I am grateful there. Oh, I went to do a good deed today. How's this one for you? So I went to the Goodwill today because I always donate my clothes. I had some ski pants that were too small. I had some sneakers, some boots, and some older coats. So I went to the Goodwill to go donate them tonight. And there was a guy standing out front. Asked if I had any cash. And he was it's freezing cold out. It was like, 10 degrees outside. So I felt bad for the guy. So I said, no, man, I don't have any money. I said, but do you want something to eat? I said, I'll run up to the store, man. I'll go get you a burger or something. He was like, that would be great. So I drove up to Wendy's. I got 2 cheeseburgers for him. I got him a large fry and a coffee. I came back and he was gone. I was like, I drove around, looked for him, stopped and went into the store and looked for the guy. He wasn't there. And I wasn't gone that long. I mean, I don't videotape this stuff because I don't want to get likes for anything. And I would normally not tell the story. I would just do this sort of unattended. But I'm like, bro, seriously? So I'm stuck with a large coffee, 2 burgers, and large fries. So that's what I had for lunch today. I had Wendy's burgers, fries, and a large coffee. Because I tried to do a nice thing. I tried to be it was cold. I felt bad for the guy. I was like, everyone has a hard luck story, and I felt bad, but he didn't even stay. So I was like, bro, really? Anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking with it. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Be well. Do good things for people. We all need it right now because the world is just insane. Jesus. Besides that, I'm going to fade to black. So I'll see you guys later.